Welcome back, guys, to another video. And I was out and about last night. I was having some tacos with Devin. He just moved back down here to Wilmington, and we were celebrating his new house, and I got a text and I found out that yesterday was the 25th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sega was having a really special little thing where they were showing off some new games coming out. And I was like, man, I really want to make a video about this and talk about my thoughts on these new games and some of my thoughts of Sonic the Hedgehog, some of my memories I've had with them. And it's hard to believe it's been 25 years since Sonic the Hedgehog, premiered in the video game industry and really changed the way we look at, platformers. I mean, him and Mario are by bar none huge inspirations of how we look at platforming games. Well, I always tell people, if you want to feel old, think about the first time you ever played, a certain video game. And I played Sonic the Hedgehog 2 back in 1990. That was my introduction to Sonic the Hedgehog, and also my introduction to the Sega Genesis. And I remember playing that at a Toys R Us kiosk and being completely blown away. Growing up playing, the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and now seeing this brand new console I'd never heard of. And the controller was this big, and it had like these big 3 buttons, and I was playing what this game seemed like a live cartoon. It was so colorful and so vibrant, and the speed was just unreal. And at that point I really wanted a Sega Genesis, but you know how it is. I had just gotten a Super Nintendo, and I tried to ask my parents, and they're like, no, we're not getting you a Sega Genesis. You have a Super Nintendo, you should be happy with that. And I would always go to my friend's house and play Sega Genesis, and I'd always want to play Sonic. And Sonic was really big then too. I mean, he had his own cartoon, which I loved. The Saturday morning cartoon. It was kind of dark in some sense. I remember the one episode where you find out his uncle is turning into a robot, and like his uncle's fighting 2 different sides. That's kind of dark. I mean, coming back and thinking about that, but I really enjoyed it. I loved the comic books as well. Actually, I never would have tried a chili dog if it wasn't for Sonic the Hedgehog. I was a very picky eater, and I saw he liked chili dogs. I was like, I want to try a chili dog, and now that's a part of the past as well. But yeah, they showed these new Sonic games. I'm going to start first with Sonic Mania. This one completely blew me out of the park. This is the kind of Sonic game I've been wanting for years. It's a 2D style Sonic game, very reminiscent of the Genesis days, and almost like some Sonic CD flair to it. And I know some people are like, oh, it's just another 2D Sonic game, but the way they showed this game off, it made me feel like this was a true successor to Sonic CD and Sonic 3. It really looked good. And I mean, I know we had Sonic 4 and Sonic 4.5, the episodic Sonic games. They weren't the same. This is straight up like, if you were to go out and buy a new Genesis game today, this would be Sonic Mania. I am really looking forward to it. And of course, they are making a new 3D Sonic, and I'm very excited about this, because not only is this going to be a 3D Sonic, but it's a 3D Sonic made by the same people that made Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, which by far are some of the best 3D Sonic games. I mean, a lot of people, they said that there were no more fun 3D Sonic games till after Sonic Adventure. I say you really need to play Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations. Especially Generations is the best of both worlds. You got the 2D and the 3D. It's a lot of fun, and it looks like this is probably going to be a sequel, like Sonic Generations 2, which I'm really curious to see what they do with that. It'd be nice if they had like a little Easter egg to Sonic Boom, like a little jab at Sonic Boom, because even Sega's kind of saying they're sorry for that. And I think this is a great apology, bringing a Sonic game that the fans want, and that is a Sonic game back to the roots, something that made us realize why we fell in love with Sonic the Hedgehog 25 years ago, and why he's such a pioneering mascot of Sega. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a day one buy. I'm looking forward to the new 3D Sonic game as well. They haven't announced an official title for it. I don't believe they announced that. But it looks like it might be coming out for the Nintendo NX, and that's going to be a Nintendo NX title I will definitely get. And of course, Sonic is also going to be in LEGO Dimensions. I don't know that much about Lego Dimensions. I know it's kind of like a Skylanders kind of thing, but with Legos, honestly, I might just buy the Sonic Lego Dimensions figure, and that's about it. I already went through the whole thing with the amiibos and stuff like that. I don't think I can collect more like little figures, and I don't have the room for it. But what I do have the room for is these new Sonic titles, and I'm so excited. What are some of your thoughts about it, guys? Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about these new Sonic titles. Yay or nay? Are they going to be day one buys? They will definitely be that way for me, and I wish another 25 years to Sonic the Hedgehog and Sega, and hopefully this will bring a new Sega age, and we'll start getting, new Sega IPs because of the popularity of Sonic the Hedgehog. One can only hope. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of Excess Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on Podomatic.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support, and happy gaming.